Sound system operator gunned down. The Kingston East Police are probing the fatal shooting of a man along Greenville Road on Monday. Killed was 57-year-old Richard Brooks, otherwise called E.T., a sound system operator of Bullby, St. Andrew. Reports are that about 12:25 p.m., Brooks was along the roadway in the vicinity of the Star of the East chill spot when he was attacked. The police were summoned to the scene, and Brooks was found bleeding from gunshot wounds. He was transported to hospital where he was pronounced dead. No motive has been established for the killing. Spur Tree again. A resident here has agreed with road safety experts that inexperienced drivers and overweight and defective vehicles are among the main causes for accidents on the crash-prone Spur Tree Main Road in Manchester. The road is not dangerous, it is the people who drive the vehicles. The resident, who opted not to be named, told reporters on Wednesday at the scene of the two-vehicle crash. The crash, which involved a truck and a Suzuki Grand Vitara, resulted in a woman being seriously injured. The resident who witnessed the crash said the truck was out of control when it collided with the Suzuki, injuring the female driver. Police said about 1:15 p.m. the truck, which is assigned to Price Mart, was traveling downhill with two men aboard when it hit the Suzuki Vitara and overturned. The eyewitness told reporters that the crash was terrifying as she saw it unfolding. "I saw when the truck turned over and when it hit the vehicle that was coming up the hill. When it swung in across the road, went over to this side and turned over. So basically that is what I witnessed. The lady in the Vitara was spitting blood, so she went to the hospital. The men in the truck weren't hurt," the eyewitness added. The Spur Tree Main Road linked Mandeville to its environs in St. Elizabeth and Point West. Heavily laden, slow-moving trucks often hinder traffic on the steep, difficult hill, and there has been a number of fatal crashes involving trucks over the years. In a February 3, 2022, reporters highlighted defective overweight vehicles and inexperienced drivers to blame for Spur Tree crashes. Dr. Lucian Jones, vice chairman of the Road Safety Unit Council and a senior police officer, said some drivers need training in how to maneuver the steep hill. Training is a critical part of it in terms of getting your general license or your trailer license, Dr. Jones said at the time. He said that based on crash reports from the police, some drivers involved in accidents on the Spur Tree Main Road do not engage in low gear early enough to slow the vehicle. They depend rather on brakes, which can fail you, especially with very heavy vehicles, and turning over. Those curves are often leading to some kind of news that reports that we get about crashes, both fatal and non-fatal, he noted. The number one warning to drivers is to be extremely careful when they are going down the road, and also for those who are coming up the road, because you never can tell what may happen around those curves, he added. The senior police officer at the same time said overladen trucks were mainly to be blamed. As you start to descend the hill, the first sign says engage low gear, but one of the problems is that it doesn't matter which gear you engage in. If you are overloaded, the vehicle still are going to run faster than you expected, he reported. He said coming up the Winston Jones Highway from the east, heavy west, puts a little pressure on the vehicle. If it are going to run hotter than normal because the hill is long, all the way up until you reach Hartsfield. When it is time to descend the hill, the vehicle is hot already. Whether you engage low gear or you're using your brakes just the same, it is not going to hold it as when it was cold, he explained. If your vehicle is running too fast, you can't change gear in the middle of the hill. It is a combination of things that causes accidents, he added. Driving a truck around Kingston to deliver goods is different from going downhill. Different ballgame, stated the police. He added that inexperience and greed are also factors that lead to accidents involving heavy units. Ex-cop says lack of police vehicle at Kelsiton Station driving up crime. A former policeman has expressed concern over the lack of functioning service vehicle at the Kelsiton Police Station in St. Mary, stating that it's embodying people to commit crimes in the community. Oswald Ellis shared his concern at an award banquet honored by the Devon Primary School and Infant School alumni at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel, where the Member of Parliament for the era, Dr. Norman Dunn, was present. Noting that the MP is not an absentee leader, he used the opportunity to call for assistance in addressing the issue. We have some community issues really, and we want him to help us with it. First and foremost is the lack of a police service vehicle at Castleton. We have some worrying trending delinquency morphing into gun crime, and we think the immobility of the police has emboldened people who want to commit crime, and we don't want that in our space, he stated. We've been developing our little space with the assistance of the MP, with the assistance of our non-governmental organization, and I can't stop mentioning Wagwater Valley Development Committee, he added. MP Duncan acknowledged the concern raised by Erie and noted that he was already in advance advocating for a community on the matter. Every effort has been made. The Minister of National Security has been apprised for the concerns and the lack of the vehicle. The current superintendent also knows that, and I think the minister on the radio program had indicated that some new service vehicles are in fact coming and that they are targeting the rural areas. So I'm almost certain that our rural area will be one of those, and I will be helping with that conversation with him to ensure that we have this vehicle here in Castleton Service Station, the MP Mr. Dunn stated. Mayor calls on funeral homes to inform families about burial grants for pensioners. Mayor of St. Anne's Bay, Councillor Michael Belnavis, is calling on funeral homes to take proactive steps to inform families about the availability of funeral grants for pensioners through the Ministry of Labour and National Security. During a recent community meeting in Ocherest, St. Anne, he expressed concern that many families are unaware of this crucial assistance, which can significantly alleviate the financial burden associated with funeral expenses. For too many individuals who are grieving the loss of a loved one do not realize that they may be eligible for financial support from the government. This grant can be provided with much needed relief during a difficult time, and it is imperative that we ensure this information reaches those who need it most, he stated. The funeral grant available to families of pensioners is designed to assist with the cost of burying loved ones. Qualified persons have 1 year to submit a claim, which should not take longer than 6 months to be honored. However, Belnavis highlighted that this assistance, although offered after the funeral, sometimes goes unnoticed. He emphasized that while the ministry has utilized various public education platforms to disseminate this information, the role of funeral homes is equally vital in ensuring that families are informed. We are talking about $140,000. It should be mandatory that all workers in funeral homes who interact with the public impart this information as part of their job, Mayor Belnavis argued. He acknowledged the efforts of some funeral homes that have already taken steps to inform their clients about the grant, but stressed the need for a consistent approach across the board. Funerals can be expensive and difficult, so any assistance that can be provided will surely be appreciated by grieving family, Belnavis noted. He pointed out that with consistent messaging and support from funeral homes, more families would benefit from their essential service. Education is key. By making this information readily available, we can empower families to make informed decisions during one of the most challenging times in their lives, Belnavis noted. Meanwhile, several residents are supporting the call by Councillor Belnavis, who is also chairman of the St. Anne's Municipal Corporation. The mayor's initiatives aim not only to reduce financial strain, but also to foster a sense of community care and support, Ocherest businessman Garfield Dosarn stated. Sandra Hamilton, the Tower Isle St. Mary, who recently lost a loved one, said a lot of persons are unaware of the government offers of this assistance. Nobody knows this better than the funeral homes. In fairness, some have made it a point of duty to inform the public, but we need all of them to be doing it, she added. In the meantime, Belnavis acknowledged the Ministry of Labour and Social Security ongoing efforts in promoting public awareness at the funeral grant. He added that a collaborative approach including the ministry and all relevant agencies and local businesses could greatly enhance the dissemination of this vital information. I want to extend my gratitude to those funeral homes that are already doing their part. Your efforts are making a difference, but we need everyone to step up and ensure that this information is shared with every family in need, he noted. As part of the campaign to raise awareness, Belnavis plans to host a series of community workshops that will provide detailed information about funeral grants and other available resources for families during times of loss. He said these workshops will serve as a platform for families to ask questions and learn more about the support available to them. By coming together as a community, we can help ease the burden of grief and ensure that families are not left to navigate this process alone. It is our responsibility to support one family, especially in times of need. Bell Nevis is optimistic that with increased awareness and collaboration, more families will be able to access the financial support they deserve. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.